So one of the things that I do in my classes is I focus a lot on the standards that are set for world language instruction by our national organization, which is called ACTFL. And part of what they focus on is language proficiency. So up here on the wall, you can see that there's what they call the path to proficiency. And this mirrors the natural way that we've all learned our first language. So we've all acquired a language already. It's actually acquiring, not learning the language. Learning the language is like memorizing the rules and then learning to apply those. Acquiring a language, which is what we do with our first language, is that we listen, we read and hear things, and then eventually we write, and then eventually, finally, speaking comes. So my focus on the first year of French is not that you're going to be speaking fluently, but that you're going to be comprehending fluently, and that you're going to be both in the reading and writing and listening. And last year, one of my French friends, who is the son of the host family that I stayed with when I lived in France, came, and he was so impressed with how much my kids understood at the end of the year. So that's part of my focus. Now, the other thing is I do a lot of focus on literacy in the class. I believe in starting to prepare kids for that AP exam from the very beginning. And it sounds scary, but it really isn't. It's easy, and I really think that all of you can manage to get to AP French and do well on the exam if that's what you want to do. And part of that is having this plan of providing students with the modeling and the input that they need. I'm sorry, my hair's in my face. So that they can be successful and start to learn those higher level thinking skills from the beginning and really learn to use French, not just to memorize rules of the language, but to use it to actually talk about things that are important to them. So my class is student-centered. It's focused on what students are interested in, and it's also focused on real communication. When you're out on the streets of Paris, nobody's going to ask you to conjugate a verb. So, learning to use it first, acquiring the language. And I'm familiar with the AP exam and what it requires and where the focus is. So from day one of the first year, I'm going to be providing students with the tools and support that they need so that they can achieve to that really high level.